Hello and welcome back to Offseason Outlook. In NFL news today, Robert Saleh secures his first big coordinator hire in Brian Daboll, who was interviewing for a couple of jobs, including Buffalo, which ended up going to Joe Brady. I'm pretty sure he was out of the running in Cleveland, still in the running with the Raiders. Apparently, no one wants that job. Anyhow, today we're going to be going over how Saleh and now Daboll can turn around this Titans offense, similar to the turnaround success that the New England Patriots had with Mike Vrabel taking over, and really allow Cam Ward to have that second year jump that the Titans so very want. I would be remiss not to draw the connections between Vrabel and Saleh. They're both their second stints as head coaches, two defensive guys. Vrabel, 2 kids, Saleh 7. He beats him out on that. Could be important coming up in this season. The Titans are number 1 in available cap space, but that's not going to stop us there. We are cutting Calvin Ridley, who is a walking injury, and a lot of reports throughout the Titans season has labeled him as not the best locker room guy. Obviously, he's had the problem with gambling in the past. That put him out for a year. He already came into the NFL older. We're saving $13.7 million in cap by cutting him. Next order of business is cutting L'Jarius Sneed, who's really regressed, and signing him over from the Chiefs. That'll save us $12 million in cap. Clearing the way for some young draft picks to come in is really what that's about. And, yeah, we need to get our young guys playing. Saleh wants a young, flying defense. We can't have old vets. Next order of business is we are letting free agent Chig Okonkwo walk. He is a free agent. Main reasons for this is he is an abysmal run blocker. He has like a 36 PFF grade in run blocking, and we really want to establish a run game to alleviate pressure off Cam Ward. Also, we have a great tight end in Gunnar Helm that's right behind him that really produced as a rookie, who's a much better receiver and much better run blocker. So now that we've got some cuts, we did the dirty work. We have $126.5 million in total cap space available. Just letting go of Ridley and L'Jarius Sneed saved us $25.6 million in cap. And where I'm looking to spend this money? The offense. You know why? It is abysmal. Cam Ward was 36th this season in yards per pass. That's why we are getting him some help. First out, we're going up and signing Alex Pierce away from our divisional rival, Indianapolis Colts. Alex Pierce has a 96.3 deep PFF receiving grade since 2024. That is second in the NFL, only to Jackson Smith-Njigba. He led the NFL 2 years in a row in this statistic with 21.3 yards of reception. And as I mentioned, Cam Ward, 36th. There are 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. He was 36th in yards per pass. Daniel Jones, who had Alec Pierce, was 4th before his terrible injury. Indy also has Michael Pittman Jr. with a $29 million cap hit this offseason and QB questions surrounding them. That's why we're plucking Alex Pierce away from him. We're stealing him, and we're bringing him to Tennessee. Next order of business is shoring up the offensive line. Center Lloyd Cushenberry III was abysmal this year with a 55.2 PFF rating. That's 34 out of 37 graded centers on PFF. We have the money. I don't care if we're overpaying. We're paying top of market. This is top of market talent. We are signing Tyler Linderbaum, who's very young. This is only a second contract. We are signing him away from the Ravens. He has been stellar for them, stellar in what they do with their running game, with Derrick Henry, stellar giving Lamar Jackson the time to find his weapons, not many, but his weapons downfield. And we are signing him to a 4-year, $70 million deal. Alex Pierce, that deal will be around 4 years, $80 million. I know that sounds like a lot for Alex Pierce. But listen, Jacoby Myers is getting $20 million a year. Juwan Jennings might get close to that number. George Pickens is going to eclipse that by a lot. And I'll give reasons for why we're not signing him in a minute. Alex Pierce is 6'3", 211, and only 25 years old. He's been labeled an amazing locker room guy. We're taking him from a division rival. Like I said, he's the ultimate deep threat. That's why we're bringing him here. Why I'm not going George Pickens? Listen, Robert Saleh dealt with a lot of drama on the Jets. I feel like that is part of the reason why he was so derailed there. He had Woody Johnson sniffing around facilities looking for leaks, prying his face into team meetings. He had the New York media to deal with. In Tennessee, we don't want any headaches. And George Pickens, as incredible of a talent he is going to be prone to bring headaches. You can see the writing on the wall. That's part of what makes him such a great receiver. Listen, Mike Tomlin can handle that guy. I don't know if Schottenheimer even wants to deal with him anymore in Dallas. I know Jerry Jones already is at odds with his agent over the Micah Parsons situation. So he will be available. We'd have to pay a lot. I just think Alec Pierce is the safer signing. And guess what? We're not stopping there at receiver. We have the 4th pick in the draft. And there, we are going to take our second receiver in Carnell Tate. We don't need to overpay for George Pickens. We got Alex Pierce. He's our big target. Carnell Tate coming in at 6'3", 195. He's not small. And he's not a slot guy. He can spread the field, but you can really put him anywhere. He's from the Brian Hartline OSU receiving tree. Listen, you could go Jordan Tyson here, but why would I want to take that risk? Brian Hartline has Jeremiah, well, he's not in the NFL, but Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, the OSU, Jackson Smith and Jigba, the OSU receiver tree from this guy, Brian Hartline, their wide receivers coach. You can't miss. I mean, could you even consider Marvin Harrison Jr. a miss? I know he was the most hyped up prospect. He went the highest out of all of them. He's still a great player. We're sitting down and we're looking at what's on the paper. We're making a smart decision by wasting Carnell Tate. Look, you watch his tape, no wasted movement. He floats on the field like JSN. 5th in college football in receiving grade on PFF with 89. He caught 12 out of 14 contested targets. He's a physical at the point of the ball. Some might say he's facing easy coverage playing alongside Jeremiah Smith. If you watch it back, he's in their games against Oregon and Indiana, he still got bracketed. He was still bracketed and he was still breaking that coverage. This is a home run hit. If we can set up Cam Ward with Alec Pierce and Carnell Tate with that short up offensive line, we're going to be money. Okay, back to the O-line. We could spend more here, but listen, there's no big left tackle is our biggest liability with Dan Moore Jr. He's just not great. But here's why I'm sticking with him. He improved every year since the Titans drafted him in the 4th round in 2021. This year was his only year of regression. There's no significant upgrade available in free agency. I don't want to overpay for Cam Robinson, who hasn't been the same player since he left Jacksonville a couple years back. We're going to stick with him because the rest of the O-line should take care of itself because it's pretty damn good. We got Peter Skoronski at left guard. Ever since coming in from Northwestern, he's been tremendous. We got Tyler Linderbaum at center, our big free agent signing. Zietler at right guard. He's been great. And then we have the young J.C. Latham, who's still developing at right tackle. And he has shown a lot of progression. And was a high draft pick, 1st round pick. We're sticking with him. We're letting him develop. I think these couple moves can get the Titans. Listen, what New England did from 24 to 25 was otherworldly, okay? They went from 30th in points per game to 8th in points per game on offense. They went from 32nd in passing yards per game, last in the NFL, to 6th, with Drake May in the MVP conversation and them playing in the Super Bowl this weekend. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen in Tennessee, even with these additions, but it cannot hurt. It cannot hurt. Lindy, Alex Pierce, Carnell Tate, and Brian Daboll developed Cam Ward. I think the Titans could be scary next year. Now they're in a tough division with Jacksonville and Houston, but if they can get the ball rolling on offense, it should be competitive. This has been Offseason Outlook. Thank you for listening.